when chapman billies leave the street, and drouthy neighbours meet, as market days are wearing late, and folk begin to tack the gate, while we sit boozing at the nappy and getting fou and unca happy. We think nae on the lang Scots miles, the mosses, waters, slaps and stiles that lie between us and our hame, or sits our sulky sullen dame, gathering her brows like gathering storm, nursing her wrath to keep it warm. This truth fund honest Tam O'Shanter, as he frae airy night did canter, all there wham ne'er a tune surpasses, for honest men and bonny lassies. O Tam, had thou but been sae wise as ta'en thy ain wife Kate's advice, she told thee weel thou was a skellum, a blethering, blustering, drunken blalem, that frae November till October, aye market day thou wasna sober, the ilka melder with a miller thou sat as lang as thou had siller, that every nag was cad a shoe on, the smith and knee get roaring fou on, that at the Lord's house, even on Sunday, thou drank wi' Kurt and Jean till Monday. She prophesied that late or soon thou would be fun deep drowned in Doon, or catched wi' warlocks in the murk by Alloway's old haunted kirk. Ah, gentle dames, it gars me greet to think how mony counsels sweet, how mony lengthened sage advices the husband frae the wife despises. But to our tale. Aye, market night Tam had got planted unca right, fast by an ingle bleezing finely, wi' reemin swats that drank divinely, and at his elbow suitor Johnny, his ancient trusty drouthy crony. Tam loved him like a very brother, they had been fou for weeks together. The night drove on wi' sangs and clatter, and aye the ale was growing better. The landlady and Tam grew gracious, wi' favours secret, sweet and precious. The suitor told his queerest stories, the landlord's laugh was ready chorus. The storm without might rear and rustle, Tam didna mind the storm a whistle. Care, mad to see a man sae happy, e'en drowned himself among the nappy. As bees flee hame wi' lades o' treasure, the minutes winged their way wi' pleasure. Kings may be blessed, but Tam was glorious, o'er a' the ills o' life victorious. But pleasures are like poppies spread, you seize the flower its bloom is shed, or like the snow falls in the river, a moment white, then melts forever, or like the borealis race that flit ere you can point their place, or like the rainbow's lovely form evanishing amid the storm. Nae man can tether time or tide, the hour approaches, Tam maun ride. That hour o' night's black arch the quay stane, that dreary hour he mounts his beast in, and sick a night he tacks the road in, as ne'er poor sinner was abroad in. The wind blew as 'twad blown its last, the rattling showers rose on the blast, the speedy gleams the darkness swallowed, loud, deep and lang the thunder bellowed. That night a child might understand, the devil had business on his hand. Wheel mounted on his grey mare Meg, a better never lifted leg, Tam skelpit on through dub and mire, despising wind and rain and fire, whilst holding fast his git blue bonnet, whilst crooning o'er some old Scots sonnet, whilst glowering round wi' prudent cares, lest bogles catch him unawares. Kirk Alloway was drawing nigh, where ghosts and howlets nightly cry. By this time he was crossed the ford, whore in the snow the chapman smoor'd, and past the birks and meikle stane where drunken Charlie Brack's neck bane, and through the winds and by the cairn where hunters fund the murdered bairn, and near the thorn aboon the well where Mungo's mither hanged hersel. Before him doon pours all his floods, the doubling storm roars through the woods, the lightnings flash from pole to pole, near and more near the thunders roll, when glimmering through the groaning trees, Kirkalloway seemed in a blaze. Through ilka bore the beams were glancing, and loud resounded mirth and dancing. Inspiring bold John Barleycorn, what dangers thou canst make us scorn. We tippenny, we fear nae evil, we Yuskabay, we face the devil. The swats say reamed in Tammy's noddle, fair play, he carnae deals a boddle. But Maggie stood, right sair astonished, till by the healing hand admonished, she ventured forward on the light. And vow Tam saw an unco sight, warlocks and witches in a dance, nae Cotillon Brent knew fae France, but hornpipes, jigs, straths, spaes and reels put life and metal in their heels. A winnock bunker in the east, there sat old Nick in shape o' beast, a towsy tyke, black, grim and large, to gie them music was his charge. He screwed the pipes and gat them skill, till roof and rafters all did dirl. Coffins stood round, like open presses, that shawed the dead in their last dresses, and by some devilish cantrip slight, each in its cold hand held a light, by which heroic Tam was able to note upon the holy table a murderer's banes and gibbet earns, twa span lang wee unchristened bairns, a thief new cut it frae a rape, wi' his last gasp his gab did gape. 5 tomahawks wi' blood red crusted, 5 scimitars wi' murder crusted, a garter which a babe had strangled, a knife a father's throat had mangled, whom his ain son o' life bereft, the grey hairs yet stack to the heft, wi' mair o' horrible and awfu', which even to name would be unlawfu'. 3 lawyers' tongues turned inside out, wi' lies seemed like a beggar's clout. 3 priests' hearts, rotten, black as muck, lay stinking vile in every nook. As Tammy glowered, amazed and curious, the mirth and fun grew fast and furious. The piper loud and louder blew, the dancers quick and quicker flew. They reeled, they set, they crossed, they cleekit, till ilka carlin swat and reek it, and coosed her duddies to the wark, and link it at it in her sark. Now Tam, oh Tam, had they been queens, all plump and strapping in their teens, their sarks instead of creashy flannin been snow white 1700 linen, their breeks o' mine my only pair that once were plush o' good blue hair, I would ha' gi'en them off my hurdies for a blink o' the bonny birdies. But withered beldams, auld and droll, rig woody hags, would speen a foal, loupin and flingin on a crummock, I wonder didna turn thy stomach. But Tam kent what was what fu brawly, there was aye when some wench in Whalley that night enlisted in the corps, lang after kenned on Carrick shore, for mony a beast to dead she shot, and perished mony a bonny boat, and shook baith meikle corn and bear, and kept the countryside in fear. Her cutty sark o' paisley harn, that while a lassie she had worn, in longitude though sorely scanty, it was her best, and she was vanty. Ah, little kenned I Reverend Granny, that sark she coughed for her wee nanny. What twa pund Scots, 'twas all her riches, whatever graced a dance o' witches. But here my muse her wing maun cour, sic flights are far beyond her power, to sing how Nanny lap and flang, a supple jade she was, and strang, and how Tam stood like young bewitched, and thought he's very een enriched. Even Satan glowered and fidged fu fain, and hotched and blew wi' might and main, till first I caper sin another, Tam tint his reason o'thegither, and roars out, "Well done, Cutty Sark!" And in an instant all was dark, and scarcely had Maggie rallied, when out the hellish legion sallied. As bees buzz out wi' angry fyke, when plundering herds assail their bike, and open pussy's mortal foes, when pop she starts before their nose. As eager runs the market crowd, when "Catch the thief!" resounds aloud. So Maggie runs, the witches follow, wi' moany and eldritch screech and hollow. Ah Tam, thou'll get thy faring, and hell they'll roast you like a herring. In vain thy Kate awaits thy coming, Kate soon will be a woeful woman. Now do thy speedy utmost, Meg, and win the keystane o' the brig. There at them thou thy tail may toss, a running stream they darena cross. But ere the keystane she could make, the fent her tail she had to shake, for Nanny far before the rest hard upon noble Maggie pressed, and flew at Tam with furious ettle. But little wist she Maggie's mettle. Aye spring brought off her master hale, but left behind her ain grey tail. The carlin caught her by the rump, and left poor Maggie scarce a stump. Now, wha this tale o' truth shall read, ilk man and mother's son, take heed. Whene'er to drink you are inclined, or Cutty Sarks run in your mind, think ye may buy joys o'er dear, remember Tam O'Shanter's mare.